JS2 training video here for the people. I've got some people that's joined my channel. That's okay. I don't mind subscribers. You don't have to subscribe, and you can still watch the videos, and you might learn something, okay? Now, I'm in 2.5 reactivity in the fast program, and I have went in here and I've got 24 through 80 notched out. Now I don't necessarily have to have started at 24, okay? But some people may be curious. I've got 24 through 80 notched out. Maybe you can see that in the meter there. I'm gonna have to get my other hand free. I gotta put this back on the pole here. Okay. Now, I'm going to sweep this first. There's a copper memorial cent under. There's two nails there. One's turned one direction, one's turned the other. It's parts of nails, okay? Fast programmed. I've got the ID blowed up on this machine. Now, I'm going to be sweeping a considerable distance above these nails. I can sweep down close. Maybe you can see that meter on that detector. You hear that? Pitch tones. 7 and 8 likes to come in that meter. And every time I come across it, you notice I get a signal. Look at that. Every time. Okay? Look at that. That's square tones pitch. Now I'm going to shift this board that's got these two pieces of nail on it, and you see the old 69 Memorial copper penny there. Now I'm sweeping just the nails. Iron tone is on. Call height, down close. Okay, so I don't get any non-ferrous high-tone falsing coming in there. Now, in the wild, will you get some high-tone falsing on this machine? You'll get high-tone falsing using any detector. I've yet to use one that won't do it. But, when you learn the machine, you get used to the language. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is twofold. Number one, to show you what a heavily massed target, even a higher conductor, and this would apply to a lower conductor as well. Now remember, if that penny was a nickel and was equal size of that penny, being low conductor, it would be harder to mask it. It may actually give a better ID, okay? Versus that higher conductor due to the frequencies this fast program is running. But anyway, you got to see that, but notice what I said about my notch. Now I've got 24 through 80. You're not going to see a lot of targets on this machine, believe it or not, come in the teens. You're probably never going to see a 15 reading target, meaning air test 15. You might sweep and get a 15, I guess. So when you're out hunting old coins, you might want to decide to leave your lower end notch open. Say leave it open from 0 to 14 or 15 or 20. You still have the option to dismiss a target, okay? But if you try, and I'll even do it here, let me put the notch back in it. I even took it all the way out. I'll put the notch back in it. Okay, I'm notched up to 80. Okay, now I'm gonna put this penny back in here. Okay, you get to hear this machine. Hear that? Okay, so now I'm getting a 0.8 in the meter. Okay. 0.8, consistent signal. Notice, look, consistent. You don't have to massage the call to get it to strike. That's a key to this machine, by the way. If you've got to play with a call on a target to get any kind of signal, well, that might be telling you something. It's probably not a good target. But now, there's no absolutes in metal detecting. I'm not about to say that. I'm smart enough to not ever say there's no absolutes, okay? So anyway, what I'm going to do in here now is I'm going back in here, and I am going to take this notch out. Because I did a video earlier showing, you can use notch to help this machine find high conductors masked with low conductors. Okay, now I'm going to start the notch at 0, and I'm going to come over to 80. Remember this, before I had it at 24. Okay. Now you got to hear this just a moment ago. All right, what does this machine do on this now? Look at there. See there? So if you take this machine with your low end 0 through, I'm going to say around maybe 12 or 13, you might decide to leave that open, okay? And if you get one of those targets with this machine that it won't turn loose, and you look down the meter and you see something like a 6, 7, or an 8, and you're like, I guess I might dig that. You'll have, it could be anything. It could be a high or low conductor. Okay, but you see there, I don't get nothing. Look at there, 0. Because I've got it notched out. Okay. Now we're going to listen to it with no notch. We'll take the notch all the way out of this machine. So yeah, you could use the notch to help you with lower conductors masking high conductors, but you could also leave the low end part out to help you with high conductors or non-ferrous being masked by iron and let them sneak through. Now, would they all necessarily sneak through? Well, I'm not going to say yes or no to that, okay? But now here's no notch. And I'm still getting that 8 in the meter. Maybe you can see that in that camera there. See that? But that machine won't turn that thing loose. Okay, and then if I move the board and remove that old copper penny, now I'm about 6 inches above them nails right there when you see me sweep that thing. Okay. See there? So that's another key to using this machine. In the video I did today, I dug an 88 reading target, I believe, D-pack conductor that was reading 7. Okay? So it can happen, and it has happened to me in a while, more besides what I did today in the previous video. I've had it, the first target I dug with this machine, folks, that's what happened. Very first non-ferrous target. How did I know to dig? Oh, I did elevated testing. I spent about a day and a half with this machine before I took it on this maiden journey. First target I get over, I get one of these right here. It wouldn't turn it loose. And out come a non-ferrous in a high iron side, okay? So anybody that's watching my channel and you're watching these elevated tests, please don't dismiss them. You're doing yourself a disservice, okay? Yeah, there's things you'll see in the wild that you can learn from that you won't see with elevated tests. But good baseline data to get you started with a new machine. You buy a new Deus, do you some elevated tests. See what this machine, how it behaves. Do this with any machine. I've done it with a Legend. I've done it with an Equinox, done it with a DS1, low frequency, high frequency call, other machines too, E-Track, CTX. I've run a lot of machines. I don't have all of them still, though. I got rid of some of them. I can only swing one at a time, and I've still got probably too many machines. So there you go, another little training session with the Deus 2. That is a 9-inch call, 11-inch call. The same data applies, okay? This machine might do a little better job in the iron, though, on average versus the 11-inch call. But the 11-inch call is still very, very good. Hope you enjoyed.